Hey, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Talk Tuesday. If you've been here before, welcome back. If it's your first time, Talk Tuesday is our weekly segment where we go over tips to help you enhance your finances. Today, we will be discussing 3 budgeting tips. And these tips will be tips that will help you to become consistent with your budget if you aren't, or help you to stick with your budget just to make sure your budget is easier for you to manage. If you're just tuning in, definitely let me know where you are tuning in from. Hey, Coach. Thank you for tuning in. And today we're going to just get started. I want to get started. So I'm going to give you 3 tips. If you've been here before, I always give a couple. Hey, thank you for joining. So tip number 1, I'm glancing over here because I wrote 3 tips down because, of course, there's a lot of tips. There's a lot of things that we can do. But today we're sharing 3. So I just have my notes so I know which 3 I'm going to be discussing. I hope you're all having a great day so far, and thank you for being here. So we are going to, and you know what? Matter of fact, before we even get into the 3 tips, remember these tips were to help you to become consistent, remain consistent. Hey, thank you for joining. Thank you, Dallas, Texas. Thank you. Let me know where you're tuning in from, everyone. And a question, East Norton, yes, Pennsylvania. If you have a budget, let me know in the comments how often you check your budget a month. Now I'm going to keep going, but definitely let me know in the comments and be realistic. If it is 0, if you set it and you forget it, keep it real with me. Just let me know. All right. So budgeting rule number 1 is give every penny a job. So when I say that, that doesn't mean that you're going to spend every penny that you make, right? So when I say that, I mean to think about where everything is going, where you want your money to go, how you want to spend it prior to receiving your money. A lot of times we make the mistake of having no idea what we're doing with our money. Yes, we know we have things we want to do as far as paying things. Maybe we know we want to go out, but we really haven't created that plan of what we're going to do when we actually get the money. So then when we get the money, then we go out and we do this, we do that, we do all this stuff. And then now we don't know, have to wait until the bills come out of our account before we can see exactly what else I can do, what else I can pay. So that's why we want to give it a job beforehand. If we know that I'm going to put aside, now I just went away last weekend for my cousin's birthday. So I had to put money aside for that. I had to put money aside for that room. I had to put money aside for going out to eat. I had to put money aside for gas, for tolls, all those things. So before you get paid, you have to think about things that are happening. Yes, we create our budget, but sometimes we have to check our budget, update our budget, and just keep in mind things that, maybe our normal budget. Okay, so normally in my budget, I wouldn't have that thing to do, but I have to add it to my budget and account for that money that I'm going to be doing because I need to give every penny a job. So naturally, what I would have to do is pull that money from somewhere else. So that's why it's important to think about what you have coming up, what you're going to be doing, so you can plan accordingly before you get your pay so that you can make sure that you can go enjoy yourself, still manage your bills, put a little bit in savings, all that good stuff, everything you want to do. So I'm going to go just check the comments once a month. What's 1.5? But yes. But what you want to do is check your budget more than once a month. So at least you want to check it every time you're getting paid. That's what I will say. And then check it more often if you can, but at least every time you get paid, because you need to know what you're doing when you get paid. So let's say you created your budget. Now you have your budget. So when you get paid, you have to go back in and update what you did, because sometimes what you budgeted for an expense might not be the same when you actually get paid and pay that bill. As for me, so right now, some of you may know that I'm back in school. I'm working on my next degree in accounting. Woo-hoo, right? So I'm paying for that out of pocket. So it comes out automatically out of my account. So I have budgeted for a certain amount every month. But when it came out of my account, it was $17 extra. But that's because they charged me a fee for using my card that I'm using, like a debit card, for instead of, paying, I guess they want to check. I don't know. But now I know this, and now I need to adjust my budget going forward for every month for that additional $17. And that's what I mean by things happen. We account for some things, but other things happen, things that we are planned and sometimes things that are not planned. So that's why I mean, like, check your budget and see what you have going on and make those proper adjustments so that you can just keep it on track and make sure that you can get to the goals that you have set for yourself to reach. All that adds up. Yes, it does. Thank you. Hey, thank you for joining. All right, so let's get into tip number 2. Number 2 is address overspending. Okay, so sometimes we overspend on things, and sometimes, just like I spoke about with college, that was something that was not planned, but sometimes we overspend, planning, like, okay, I'm going out. I had said I'm going to only spend $50, but guess what? I spent $80. That was overspending. Okay, so now I have to adjust my budget and address it. Now I have to keep in mind, is this something that I'm going to do continuously? Or is this something that just happened once and then I just need to move forward with my budget and, just know that the next month is going to be different, or the next month is going to be the same? Or do I need to adjust things just to make sure that the rest of the month clears the way I want it to? So definitely address overspending. If you did it, I mean, it happens. A budget is definitely is our plan, but everything doesn't always go to plan. So just address it. It happens. Do what we can and move forward to just continue to be successful. Number 3, I have embrace your true expenses. So sometimes we have a budget and we set things in our budget, and maybe, what can I use for example? I feel like sometimes I use the same things, but sometimes we put stuff in our budget that we're going to be doing, maybe for instance, getting our hair done, right? So let's say it's a certain amount, for sake of numbers, let's just say $40. And then actually I put 40 in my budget, but really it costs 80. But I put 40 in my budget because that makes my budget look better. That makes my numbers look better. And that makes it like, oh, I got extra money available in my budget, but really I don't, because it really costs 80. I put 40. So then that means that I'm going to have $40 short. I'm going to be short in my budget for the rest of the month. So that means that 40 is going to come from somewhere else, which could be savings. It could be from something else, that maybe a bill. So that's why it's important to just embrace your true expenses for what it is. And don't allow someone to tell you that, $100 is too much for whatever it is, that thing you love to do. Your expense is your expense. Put it in your budget, because remember, I always say we want to budget, but we want to enjoy life in the process. So don't allow yourself to make your budget so strict that you can't do the things that you want. If you spend $100 on whatever that thing is, then just make sure that you're cutting back in another area so that you can still do that thing that you love and stay on track to your financial goals. Thank you so much. You've been overspending. Yes, you know what? So just, we acknowledge it and we adjust and we move forward, and just to get back on track or start fresh on the next month, whatever that is that we're doing. Now, I did say we're going to have 3 tips, but I want to give you an extra one. I'll give you a little bonus. So another bonus, the bonus is going to be, I have to treat yourself when you reach your financial goals. Yes, we set these goals. If it is to increase our credit score 10 points, to pay something off or pay something down. Sometimes our debt that we want to decrease could be like $5,000. So it takes us a little bit longer to get to the paid off point, but we can celebrate the paying off $100, paying off $500, or whatever it is. We want to celebrate our achievement of getting somewhere. So definitely treat yourself, celebrate yourself, because the goal is to reach your goal, right? So celebrate yourself for doing that. And those are my tips for budgeting and sticking to your budget. And I hope that it was helpful. If you have any questions, definitely drop it in the chat. And thank you, as always, for being here with me. I appreciate you all. So we're here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern for live, and every Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern, I post a video. Now, if you might have noticed, last week's video, I don't know what happened with YouTube, but I posted this week. All right, thank you. Did my community open up yet? It has not opened up yet. All right, so right now we're running the beta of the community, and it will actually open back up next month on March 16th, I believe the date is. But actually, let me put the link in the comments. You can join the waitlist so you'll be notified when the community opens up, because the community is not going to be opening up. It's not going to stay open. So it's only going to be open for a short amount of time so that, you're here for the whole month, because every month in the community, we have a financial challenge. And what we don't want you to do is come in the middle and be confused. We want you to get the fullness of the month, the benefits, what we're doing in the community. Yes, we are. Let's see. Yes, so you guys are getting better. And just remember that, celebrate yourself for getting better with your budget. Budgeting takes time. You have to get used to it. And just don't make it so strict. And, of course, we want to stick to it. But we don't want to make it so strict that it's impossible for us to stick to, because then we don't stick to it. And then ultimately we do not reach our financial goals. New comment. I will rewatch this video to make sure I get all the tips. Yes. So we gave 3 tips and a bonus. So definitely rewatch. Right after this live, it will post up there. And I will also share it to my Instagram, my Facebook. So definitely check it out, because it was good tips. At least I think so. All right. So if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe to the page so you'll be notified on every live or every time a video is posted. How often does the community meet? That's a good question. So for the community, we have 2 actual full meetings, like an hour. One is our budget mastery call, where we're working on our budget in the meeting, where we're making sure that we update or adjusting or making any changes or creating that budget if we haven't created it already. And that's your opportunity to work with me. We have a little private room, and then we have a group room. We also have an accountability call where we set our goals. We go over how we did. We go over the monthly challenge. We address our winner. We give our monthly prize. And then we have a meeting every week where we go over just checking in on how we're doing with the budget. So those are our meetings in the community, because I want to stay there with you. I want you to just be successful. So I want to be in your face and make sure that you're reaching your goals. So if that's something you will be interested in, definitely the link is in the comments to join the waitlist for the community. It will open back up in March 16th. All right, so thank you for tuning in. I'll see you all next week, 6 p.m. Eastern, same time, same place, for Talk Tuesday. Have a great evening. Enjoy yourself. Happy budgeting.